Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Christy.
And I am Mia, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. Whew.
Hey.
Okay, y'all, so we are literally in week 2 of 2024.
So much has happened.
Okay, first of all, let's just say, when I say the world has been popping off.
I mean, we're not even we haven't even made it 2 weeks.
Girl, we already got alien sightings.
Oh my goodness.
Girl,
Cat Williams.
It's so much happening. It's just week 10. When I say
Puff Daddy, I mean, it is like a never ending saga.
This is
insane.
It's very entertaining though, I'm not gonna lie.
Like real life.
What is going on, man? Like, I just imagine, like, some of the stuff that's happening, you wouldn't even believe that it was a conversation in real life. Like, it sounds like a movie. Y'all, we living in a movie.
I know. Aliens in Miami. What are they doing in Miami?
It was... Okay, anyway, so... Okay. So what we talking about last week?
Yeah, so last week we discussed the energy of the year, which is 8. And again, just as a reminder, the number 8 represents the opportunity for us to step and stand into our power. Something about this year, I cannot explain it, but I've had this thing running in my head. And it says, this is the year of shooting your shot. It is the year of shooting your shot. And the only way
Yeah.
So it's just like, just take a chance. Just do that thing that you've been putting off to the side and you haven't been doing. Commit to yourself. Show up for yourself. So I just feel like this year is that year for me. You know?
I like that. So, okay. So if you guys haven't heard it, check it out because this is a big year.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool.
Cheers.
So let's get into this. We're going to talk about universal laws, okay? So you know how sometimes you can feel like there is a presence, there is an energy, there's a force that is guiding things around you or in you or for you. And, some might that is governing. There's a universal force that is governing how all this stuff works. Yes. Mm-hmm. So these are what we would call those things that are governing everything around us. This is what we refer to as universal laws, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So just let me get so the concept of universal laws is that so they apply universally. Nothing is outside of universal law within this world that we are currently in. So think of like gravity. Nobody can make it as a piece of this world naturally be anti-gravity. It's just, you know what I mean? Like it's just, this is a universal law. Whether or not you are aware of it or believe in it, it is impervious and life and the world around you.
Yeah. So, I've heard of the universal laws, and I don't think it was until this episode that I actually really spent the time to look at it. But there's 12 of them. And, we're going to touch base on each of them and kind of just give a summary. But, if you are able, like when you have an understanding of the laws, you can then apply them to your life and you are able, it's almost like it helps you to fine tune into like your journey, like once you understand how to apply these laws to your life, it just like enhances your ability to like your way of living.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a simple way to, this is important. It makes sense. So
yeah. I'm going to talk about
it's like Christy said, this is like the cheat codes. When we think about the secrets of the universe or secrets to the universe, this is what universal laws are. When you understand this and understand how it affects you and how you can affect it and how you affect each other, it is a beautiful place to be in. But it's like the cheat codes, right? And so, but the thing about it is that it is so unbelievably simple. It's ridiculous how simple this is. Yeah. Do you remember when The Secret first came out?
Yes. Ooh, it was a buzz.
What year was that?
90s, like early 90s? Maybe?
No. It had to be like 2000,
I'm horrible
early 2006 maybe. The Secret was, about the movie that, blew everything up with the law of attraction. It was such a big deal. I remember actually Kelly was living in, I think she was living in Florida at the time, and all the girls were still here in Chicago. And she literally said, because we would always be together on the weekends, so she mailed it to us and was like, y'all have to sit down and watch this. So it's so beautiful to me to think about, because we were using it for stuff like parking favor, what I mean? Like, I'm about to manifest this, but to really know that this is a very real thing. So when I think about the fact that they called it The Secret, because it is literally a part of the secret to the universe. How does this thing work, and how do I fit in here, and how can I make it work for me? So, that's why we're talking about providing some tools and some lessons learned and hearing some people's stories about ways to become the greatest version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, y'all, put a pin in it. Because I feel like, I hate that we're about to shift. But again, we have this sponsor that we want to shout out and brag about for today. So again, mind magic. We were given some mind magic to try, and honestly, I feel like my brain is all over the place. It really is. And when I drank it, I felt like I could focus on one thing, because I can be doing multiple things and get nothing done.
I told you guys last week how it feels for me. It's a clarifier. End of the year to the beginning. Yeah. But the other thing that I like is that it's not nasty.
Yeah, that too. I was waiting.
For how the
aftertaste.
Yes, I was waiting for the aftertaste. It's like, okay, that's not bad. It's like, oh wait, what was that?
There isn't. It's
nothing came and smacked me on the back of my tongue later. So yeah, I was like, okay, I can. So I was willing to try it just to see, and and I don't feel like it's a hit. It is okay, I'm good now, and all of a sudden you're good.
Right. And some people will also combine it with coffee too. I'm not that brave, but it definitely allows you to focus, and you don't have that drop, like that caffeinated drop, like after a couple hours. So I've already shared my story about me dancing and drinking 4 cups of 16 ounces a day as a dancer. Off of coffee, I will drink decaf, but this is something different because it has like adaptogens, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is good for stress reducing. It has nootropics, so lion's mane helps to focus if you are like me in every place, all over the place at the same time. It has matcha for energy, and then also has vitamins to support the immune system. So to me, it's a win-win. Mm-hmm.
So okay, guys, check this out. So check it out. We're keeping it real, and no, for real, seriously, I do think I would give it a shot. So what you guys can do is go to magicmind.com /JAN 2 Queens and use the link 2 Queens 20. You will get 20% off of your order, and for this month of January, you can. month. And so you guys can get 20% off of that with the Two Queens logo, with the Two Queens code. Excuse me. So again, the code is 2Queens20, and it's at magicmind.com.
Yep. Details will also be put in the podcast as well.
Okay.
Woo, let's get into this conversation. Okay, pull that pin out. Pull the pin out. Okay. So let's get to like the first one.
Okay. Go ahead, Christy.
Law of divine oneness. And so this particular law suggests that everything and everyone in the universe is connected because we are. It is so crazy. And I was listening to something earlier, is that oftentimes when we see something and there's something about someone and we're like, ooh, I just don't like them. There's something within yourself that you see in them that is like, ooh, I can't stand. Just reminds you that we are all a part of like this oneness. Everything is interconnected.
I love the idea of oneness. So for me, the way that I process it is, I am me and I'm everything that's in front of me. Yeah. So I feel if like you were saying, it's like a reflection. What you are is reflected back to you. Mm-hmm. So the people that are around me, they're teaching me a lesson, blessing me. There's something that I'm supposed to get from myself, from this person. And so when I think of oneness in that way, I feel connected, and with an understanding that everything that is in front of me is there as it should be. Because it's all. You know what I mean?
And that's beautiful, because it's like there's this thread of connectedness that we all share. And there are a lot of times where I will see somebody and I'm just like, the reason why I'm just being rubbed the wrong way is because there's something in you that I see in me that I really have a hard time with.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Okay, so how can you apply this law? So one of the things that you can think about or ask yourself is, how can I show more compassion and acceptance towards those that I don't understand? So this is something I feel like you would say, or you would ask yourself, what would love do?
Oh, yeah. Yep. What would love do?
And I'll say that if I was to assign a crystal for this particular law, I would say selenite.
Oh, my God. You know, I love selenite.
I do, too. What would you suggest?
Honestly, it's the mother quartz, and a lot of stones come from that. It's, you know what I mean. I would do clear quartz. That would be my.
I could see that.
Okay, let's get into the second one. The law of vibration. So this is interesting. So if you think about the law of vibration, it's everything is in constant vibration. Everything is constantly moving. There, right now, as I'm speaking, I am emitting a frequency, and my frequency and whatever that vibration, that energy, when somebody else receives it, it either feels good or strikes a chord with them that goes into harmony with their flow, or it doesn't. Like it's like a vibration, and you are always receiving vibrations. You know what I mean? And so what is coming to you is what you are vibrating. It's always back to this. Damn, I love the law of oneness. It's always coming back to, I am always talking, speaking, and showing myself something in this world.
Yeah.
So when you say we vibrate, like, oh, your energy is like, you have low vibration. That's a real thing. And when you notice when you are vibrating low, what type of things are attracted to you?
Exactly.
It's like, damn, I can't win for losing just because you're vibrating at that space.
So I'll say, like, doing Reiki on people, because energy needs to move, and when energy becomes stagnant, I believe that that's where disease can happen. When energy Well, you can feel when the energy is like not moving. So people have this vibration. There's just natural thing that we can tune into that we really don't do, or we really don't tune into.
And when you think about it, why this is important to understand that you are always emitting a frequency and a vibration, that you are vibrating something out, is because that's something you can control.
Absolutely.
So if what you're putting out is what you're receiving back, if you go, I don't like what I'm receiving back, and all this law is reminding you, like, oh, all you gotta do is change your vibration. Like, oh, that's it. I just gotta change my vibration, and then this is what comes back to me. That's a beautiful thing. That
really
feels
is.
Powerful. That doesn't feel like
you have control.
something on high. Thank you. That's gonna smite you if you. This is like, I have control of this. That's why I love, like, when I say I love these universal religions, like, this is just. It's like the codes of the Matrix. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, think about it. If this is a video game, every game has its laws that, within the framework. That's what I look at. Like, these are the things that create this thing and keep it going. Because all of the universal laws ultimately about balance and harmony. Because no matter what, the universe will always seek balance. Like,
and
there's
Libras.
Nothing, like, right? Facts. So, yeah.
Okay, so if I had to select a crystal to go with this particular law, and we're talking about the law of vibration, I was gonna say carnelian.
I'm gonna go with amethyst.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with amethyst. So, yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Probably heard people saying this: as above, so below. This law suggests that there is a correspondence between patterns and laws of higher and lower level of existence. So it's like, and I feel like they've said it in church, like what happens here on earth, or like heaven on earth. I don't know, but again, as above, so below. I feel like that's a really great example.
I look at the music, when you go to the museum, that pendulum thing that goes, so if you pull it, like the ball's connected, and if you pull it out a little bit, it goes through, hits energy, the vibration travels through, and it matches it on each side. The higher you go, this thing drops, then that's going to go higher.
Yeah.
That's how I visualize that law.
On an energetic level, but it can also impact their physical, like the physical level.
So I look at it like that. So
There are
if you
layers
turn
to
this way, the higher you go, the deeper this goes. So there is like this like one begets the other, begets the other, begets the other.
Love correspondence.
Yes.
Okay, so I was just, if I were to select a crystal with this, I was going to select black tourmaline.
Dang. Oh, God, no. I'm trying. Okay, it is a dark green. It's dark green. It is. I'm trying to remember the name of this crystal. I can see it. It's dark green. No, it's not malachite. It's deep green, and then it has little specks of red, orange kind of in it. I can't think of that. We'll come back to it, y'all, if I can remember this crystal. Okay, the law of attraction. So
I feel like that's the one that a lot of people are very familiar with.
Very familiar with, the law of attraction. This is, manifesting the, whatever it is that you're trying to pull into your life, and everyone, right?
I feel like this is entry level. Like, it's more than just.
But what's so interesting? Why, I don't know why this would be entry level, because this is probably one of the more graduate level laws to truly understand. I feel like you would be better off knowing some of these other ones first, and then kind of getting to me, this is just my opinion, to me is just really putting yourself in a vibration. You have to have so much faith in your ability to manifest something that you're putting yourself in that vibrational space, even though nothing around you is like that. Like I could be homeless and I am putting myself in the vibration that I am in a beautiful home but I'm outside in the cold right now. That's a different, and like truly believe and know that and have the faith that if I can visualize this, that means it's already happened. That's to me is a graduated level of understanding who we are as creators.
But I feel like it's like the gateway to understanding all of it.
Well, yes, because essentially the way it was presented is if you do. That's why I said this is much more. This is grad level work. They took these people straight off of elementary. They go to grad school with it. All you gotta do is do this. It's like no, because you don't understand the law of rhythm. You don't understand the law of vibration. You know what I mean? Some of these things you learn and understand. So by the time you get to the law of attraction, you like, I got this. That's just my opinion. If I was writing the curriculum.
But, again, just positive thoughts and intentions, will attract positive experiences. Well, negative thoughts you don't want to think about, like, for instance, because I do believe there's power in your words. So if you feel like you might be starting to get sick and you start saying, oh, well, I'm sick, like you're claiming it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this one is so it's like attracts like.
Yeah.
Whether or not you label it good or bad, if it's something you don't want, it's like, oh my God, I hate this. Why does it keep happening? Because you're attracting it. That's what you're focused on. Mm-hmm. So wherever like attracts like, period. Which is why I think this is, excuse me. Which is why I think this is, once you are able to truly grasp this concept, you have so much more when I say standing in a vision and being able to create your vibration to match something that you cannot see with your eyeballs, but it's just in here, that's a different level. Okay. Hold on, we might have to do this a part 2 on this. How long I can't see the timer. Sorry, guys.
I think 23 minutes.
Okay.
So if I were to use a crystal, I was thinking smoky quartz for this for law of attraction.
Oh, this one I would use carnelian.
Okay.
I would do carnelian.
Because carnelian is a feel-good stone for me.
Yeah.
It
come on, baby, like my fire. Okay.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
Law of cause and effect. Okay.
Ooh,
okay, so basically, y'all, this is karma.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is, as you give, you receive. It is F around and find out. It is, it's karma. So basically it's that every action
has a
reaction. But sometimes I'll hear people say it has a consequence. Because I'm like, but that puts a different connotation on it. It is literally just a reaction. So whatever this is some real, I'm gonna match your energy today. I got time. Okay. I'm going to go exactly where you go. So again, back to giving the power back to us to be able to maneuver and manipulate. It's your energy that you put out into the world that comes back to you. If I could simplify it,
It's like a boomerang.
it's literally, yes. Think of your day to day, how it is that you treat people, how do you greet people, how do you feel towards people, your intentions in this world. When you think about truly who you are and the way that you think and move in this world, understand, trust, and know that that is like a boomerang and it's coming back to you.
Man.
So if you are being authentic to who you are and you love what you are putting out in the world, then this is a beautiful time for you. This is an amazing time.
And that is your energy. Whatever you put out there is coming back. It is coming back. So this crystal that I would select for this, it's called Euclase.
I'm not familiar with
Me neither,
Euclase.
but I just read up on it, and it sounded like it would be a good crystal for this.
Actually for cause, I think I would do smoky quartz for cause and effect. Cause when I think about smoky quartz, I see the black and the white, which is like the yin yang symbol to me, which is light and dark. Like that's what I would see for the karma.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely smoky quartz, or snowflake jasper.
Okay.
Too.
That's good.
I can't believe I can still remember all these crystals.
Law of compensation. So this law suggests that the universe compensates individuals for their good deeds and contributions. So it's often associated with, the concept of receiving what you give. And this actually happens a lot in church. What you give, it will come back to you.
Yes.
It will come back threefold or
Yes.
whatever.
So I think this is an example of how this plays out in the 3D world is charity work, or work. What are you doing for those that idea that? And really, when you think about it, some of the richest people, they literally give their money away and do and create all these opportunities, and and the money just keeps coming to them because of what it is they're nurturing. So if you're out there and taking your money and you're nurturing other people, it's like that's like energetic gold coins. Like you're nurturing spirits in people's hearts and their minds, and then so they're getting this, and then it's just overflowing back to you. So I think it's kind of that if you are detached from this life and don't want to necessarily engage, and maybe you might be the type of person who came here just to observe and report, not you know what I mean, like, and that's fine if wherever your energy. But then when you go out and ask, no one. Why won't people talk to me? Do you talk to anybody? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so amazing to me that we often want people to take risk on us, in whatever space that we are, to just trust and believe, right? But we don't do that for ourselves.
Correct. We don't. It's always harder for whatever reason.
Like, if I'm gonna run the risk, I'm gonna bet on me. I'm going to bet on me.
But it's always
I'm gonna bet on me. I mean, like, what? I'm gonna go with me. Like, okay, cool, it's good. I'm gonna go with me. Like, I mean, between me and versus anything, I'm good. And every should. How you not gonna bet on yourself?
But there was a time where.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is lessons learned in some because looking at it from this perspective, it's almost like how what were you missing here? You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, because it's so simple. Right. It's so simple.
So a crystal that I just kind of threw with this one was citrine.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that.
All right.
Ooh, or green aventurine.
I can see that too. Mm-hmm. I can see that one. Okay.
So next one is law of perpetual transformation of energy. Okay. So it's the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Okay. So energy is always moving, right? Always. It's always moving. So when we talk, okay, well, so here we go. So when we talk about like energy attracts like energy, right? So that's like two things coming together that, like there's a like. Now, what if there's an energy that's coming towards us and we start to lean into the power of the transmutation and understanding what that is? Mm-hmm. So this law is just talking about the power in our intention and our ability to transmute the energy around us. Mm-hmm. You know how some people walk in a room and they don't have to say it, not one word. And they may not even have the awareness. This is PhD level.
But think about on the opposite end. If you walk into a room and everyone is laughing and everyone is happy and everyone is joyous, you kind of start feeling good too. Like,
yes, if you put yourself in a space where where your energy can be transmuted too. Man, I could go in for a while on this one, but because this is this is double PhD.
They're all very interesting universal laws.
Yes, but really, when I am offering degrees to these, I am speaking to the level of control, faith, and trust that you must have within yourself to be able to. But when you are talking about being just think about it. If you are committing to the transmuting energy, you are literally signing up that I am an energetic change agent. And some people, when we could be having a good old time. Some people walk in the room and it's like, ooh, like the joy just left out the room. But it's people who do that purposefully. But that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because to them that might be respect. I want you to be afraid, or I want, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is. But to be able to do that, whether you consider it a positive energy or a negative energy is powerful. That's you know what I mean? I love, like, that's some I like, you know what I mean? Like, my intent, who I am rolls with me. If I'm walking in and I am loved, that means I can walk in a room full of mudslinging, dirty, hateful,
regardless,
evil,
and be who you are gonna be.
That's, nigga, my energy change agent out.
Okay. So the crystal I thought to go with this law is moldavite.
I agree. Okay. Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Let's talk about a law of relativity. So this law asserts that everything is relative and that nothing is good or bad until it is compared to any or something else. Challenges and difficulties are subjective and depend on one's perspective. So I feel like this is very close to law of polarity.
Okay, so remember to me, the way, how I visualize it, the law of relativity is if I'm sitting at this end of the table and you're sitting at this end of the table, we're on the same table, but what I see is relative to my seat, my perception. My seat is my perception. This is where I sit. From where I see it in the world, this looks like this. And this is, so, they're like, oh, I'm like, I can't see anything over there. There's a wall and blah, blah, blah. And you might be over there and you're like, it's beautiful outside because you have a window. That's your perception. So is my perception wrong because your perception is different than mine? No. It's all relative. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So nobody's view is good or bad or better than another's.
I also feel like it's kind of similar to the law. I mean, we'll talk about law of polarity. Well, you all let us know once we get to law of polarity, because I feel like I've gotten to a point where I don't think, like, I see things as a yin yang. You have the yin, which you can't have one without the other, and the entire thing combines like both sides.
Right.
So it just is. It's the yin yang. I don't know. I feel like that's
I see
like
where you're going.
There's
no, I get it. No, no. It's not a right or wrong. It's
Right.
like that's how you picture it. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone kind of has their how it makes sense to them. We're look,
But
two different perspectives.
Right. Well, but a lot to think about, and it shifts the way that you would normally approach something. You start thinking it based off of these laws, like, oh, well, if I think of it from this perspective, then I think these are so beautiful. Like, these laws, I really feel like once you start learning to apply them to your life, you just you live in a completely different way.
And the thing is, you don't have to search for this.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? You don't have to search to understand it. Like when the law of relativity, let's say you're unhappy with your current living situation, right? And let's just say you're comparing it to someone who has more money or is living in a dream house, and you're just feeling so ungrateful, like, oh my goodness, their house is bigger than mine. Oh, okay.
Man.
And looked outside where you live that you're complaining and you're ungrateful about, and saw people sitting out there, and you're like, man, if you look at it from that perspective, you're like, I am so blessed. I have a roof over my head. And that just totally, completely, and so it's not like that's a vibration changer too, because then you started feeling grateful, and when you start feeling grateful, that means I feel good about this space, and then that goes out, and it's like, oh, let's match that energy. Oh, she likes how this feels. Oh, we want to feel that too.
And
like
stuff starts coming to you. It's like, wait, who is this girl?
All that is, all you did, same. You're in the same house. Nothing has changed except for your mindset. You just changed your perspective. Just that. Like when I say, thinking about the law of relativity. I think it's a beautiful thing.
I do. And so the crystal that I thought would go well with this is albite. I've never worked with it again. I thought the description goes with it. But what do you think?
I don't know. I can't think of one for that one.
Okay.
Not right now.
Law of polarity. So this law suggests that everything has an opposite. So if, for every negative, there's a positive, and it emphasizes the dual nature of reality. Mm-hmm. But I've gotten to a point, that's what I was talking about. I've gotten to a point where I don't believe in polarity now. Like it just is, there isn't this, I mean, of course, outside of like hot and cold, but I don't know. Maybe, let me stop.
Okay.
Talking.
No. for me, I have trouble trying to. This one I have a little bit more trouble understanding, because I understand, because like when I think about it, I think of oneness. But if we're looking at something, there is a distinction of above and below.
Right.
So I think when we think about something as polar opposites, we think of them as not intertwined, as not connected. Mm-hmm. These things are connected. They just live at different places. They're in alignment, but they just, you know what I mean? So there's not like we're polar opposites, like we're nothing
like
alike.
Us.
We are, you know, right? You know what I mean? Like it's like
yeah.
there's this polarity that, and remember, everything is always moving. So, damn, and I always moving is traveling up. So when you were here before, now you're here. It's like, so it's not necessarily opposite and opposed to. It is the itch to that scratch. You remember, there's no growth without some chaos. Mm-hmm. When that bud is starting to bud out and it breaks through the dirt and forces itself down there, that is chaos. That's actual chaos happening, because the grass and the dirt was undisturbed, and then all of a sudden something comes and starts. You know what I mean? Like, that's created. Even though it's something beautiful that comes out of it, we have to understand that's a jolt. That's a something new is in this area that wasn't.
Just brings more clarity. And it does. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's such a really great example of it. So,
So this one I think of yin yang.
Yin yang. Okay. What about the crystal?
I don't know.
I said shaman stone. Again, it's just the energy of it.
Gotcha. I can't. Nope. The law of rhythm. The rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm is gonna get you tonight. Dun, dun, Okay, sorry. Okay, the law of rhythm, you guys. So basically, this law is I like to there's patterns in life, but really I like to think of this as more as cycles.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like
So I would call this how I understand it. I call this the law of cycles. So nothing lasts forever. We even when we are still, we are constantly moving and constantly changing and constantly rearranging, and so is the universe around us that is always working. It's this ebb and flow between us and this energetic world that we are in, between reflection and stretching and destruction and peace. This ebb and flow that's always happening within us and around us. Sometimes we're in the middle of, say, the chaos. It feels like this is going to last forever, and it never does.
Yeah.
It never, ever, ever does. You are not today who you were 5 years ago. And whatever you were going through 5 years ago, I feel like, oh my God, this is never going to stop. It's never going to stop.
End. Oh my God.
But the law of rhythm, like this is why I call it the law of cycles, that you know that every beginning has an end, which is a new beginning.
I like to think of the seasons. You know,
yes,
like spring.
It helps you to be mindful that even in the low times, I can be okay in this space, because I know the universal law of rhythm lets me know this is not forever. Mm-hmm. So let me just be. And again, it keeps you, for lack of better words, hopeful. You know what I mean? When you feel like that no matter what is happening, that there are things that I can do right here, right now, within myself to change my situation, that's fucking powerful. And you don't feel like, oh my goodness, my life is over. What am I gonna do? It's like wait a minute, hold on, just let me center back. All I gotta do is get back control of this, get back control of my temple. Come on, man. So I don't know. It's just
Okay, so the crystal that I thought would go well with this, again, just based off of the energy, is Gaspite, Gaspeite. It's a crystal that's good for like spiritual expression, but that's the reason why I selected it.
okay. So for this one, Christ.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Christ. Am I saying that right?
Chris, yeah.
Chris. Go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one. Okay. Let me see. What time is it? Okay. Go ahead.
Law of gender. So this law asserts that there are there are masculine and feminine energies present in all things. And it doesn't refer specifically to gender, but rather principles of creation and manifestation. So, I mean, like, okay, I think about my herbal class. Certain plants were considered feminine and other plants were considered masculine, or like energies, or even think about the energies of the planets. I think that's, a good explanation.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when when especially divine feminine, divine masculine, the way I look at it is spirit. Okay, I'm talking y'all spiritual. Okay, this is just how I look at it as roles, different roles.
Right.
The spiritual, the energy of the divine feminine gender and the divine masculine gender have different roles because they both exist within us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This is action. This is reception. This is a part of, just like the universe seeks balance, we have to seek balance within ourselves, and that's when we're in flow with the universe. So it's not man, woman.
No,
we're talking about, thank you. Yeah. And so you have both of these things within you, and they both play a role that is necessary for you. Look at it. It's just like, so we have to balance both of those energies within us. Mm-hmm. Now, I think as a society and a collective right now, there is a huge, we're seeing like so much more of a push and a talk about the divine feminine, the rise of the divine feminine. Yeah. The divine, the queen is back. I think that's because remember, you guys, we're always seeking to balance ourselves. So if we're always seeking to balance ourselves, that means if we've been going this hard in this divine feminine conversation, it's because we went so hard and deep into the masculine energy as a society. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing? We're seeking balance. And so it's almost like like just imagine like this ball just kind of going back and forth. We might go too much divine, like, oh no, come back. Mm-hmm. And seeking the balance, guess what that means? You're not balanced. Because you wouldn't be seeking it if you're balanced. So that means that the world is always seeking the harmony, right? So you'll know when you're in harmony and balance with yourself when you're not seeking it anymore.
Right. I'm a Libra. I feel like we always want to be balanced, neutral. Anyway, but I selected rose quartz for this one. I don't know. Ooh. I just thought about it, tossed it in there.
I don't know why I think tourmaline, black tourmaline.
Black?
Yeah, I don't know why I think black tourmaline. For the law of gender. Okay, yeah. You got the last one?
Sure. A law of inspired action. mean, you should think, okay, so the early part, okay, so this year, 2024, everyone makes this resolution about wanting to be a new version of themselves, new me, new year. But this law, it's about taking the real actionable steps, not just saying it, but really following through for what it is that we want for ourselves. And, a lot of times, the inspiration comes from within. And so inspired action is gentle. There's like this, it's soft. It's not, whenever you have that sense of just this like have to do that plan of action, sometimes it's just different.
It's almost like, okay, you have gone and to paint supply stores, and you've done tests with, do I want it watercolor, do I want acrylic, all these things. You have done all this, right? And now is shit a get off time. At some point you have to take some action towards it. And this is when you are taking actions, you are met with action. So it's like we're bringing in the energy. You have created the yellow brick road for you to get here. And all you have to do is now take one step, another step. Like this is where you actually have to take some action. And what I like about this, because I think this is very practical. A lot of these laws are, for some people, may be hard to grasp as, some internal things, right? This is very practical. Like, a dream, it's just a dream until you do something. But, and with that, understand that the universal law of action lets you know that you will be met with equal action. It's the same thing. Your vibration, which you're putting towards, you take a big step, you will be met back with it. So, and it also demystifies, like, oh, if I do all these wonderful things and I understand myself and I go to my Zen and I understand my polarities and I do all this stuff, that it will just come. The law of action, let's be very clear. You have to do something.
Right.
At some point it has to be, you have to move. Grab some of these other universal laws, you will be at a point where even you'll have the faith to, because you know that your vision did not come to you falsely. If it's something that you have created in your head, you're like, I don't know where this come from, why I feel like this, what you don't trust your own vision, with your own energy, with your own body, your own spirit, what the universe is saying to you, then like, what are you doing? Like, you got to at least trust you. Bet on you. Bet on you. Yeah. So taking action even when you're scared. This doesn't mean you're not going to be scared. Let's be very clear. It is working through the fear, because I have faith. And knowing that I'm moving towards something that I've created.
I will say a really great way on how to apply this law is by just getting quiet, making that time for yourself, allowing yourself that opportunity to meditate, slow down. And, sometimes when we allow ourselves, not even sometimes, a lot of times when we allow ourselves to just sit still and just be in our own space and be present, we hear, we're giving guidance.
Well, but we have to allow that and then do something.
Right.
Like at action. Some point, yes, like you get clarity, you talk to yourself, you allow yourself to get quiet to the space. Now I'm sitting here, which is why I'm glad this is the final one. Now I'm sitting here with all my tools. I got my backpack ready. I got my tools, and I'm Like you just sitting there. Yeah. It's like you got wings. You got you got an army behind you. Are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? You gotta walk across the street. Like
just do it.
Like it's just
This is
and it's for you. Yeah. It's for you. Why not?
This is the year. Shoot your shot, man. It is the year.
And bring it on back. Good Dave Chappelle.
Bring it on back.
You said that this is the beginning of this. I feel like this is the year. Shoot your shot. This is why I think it's so perfect that the last universal law that we talk about is the law of action. Mm-hmm. Because in order for that action to be met with equal action back to you, you got to shoot your shot.
You have to.
You got to walk. You got to do it. So, yes.
To Two Queens, you all know how to support the show. Again, you can support us in several ways: like, subscribe, write a comment, review, buy a sweatshirt, whatever. And be sure to follow us on our Instagram page at Two Queens Crystal Things. And we just really appreciate you spending time with us. And, you could be anywhere, but you chose to be with us right now. So we thank you.
Thank you, guys. And,
thank you.
As we always say, light, peace, love, and soul. Till next week, y'all.
Bye.